yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Razor, Pickle and Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the regular version of the Pickle and Boot Shop, which is not the Patreon.
This is the Patreon.
It is not.
This is 1,000% the Patreon.
It is you know what? This is 1,001%, not the Patreon. That's our regular part. Intro/catch up. Hey Joe, how's it going?
So patronizers, I don't know if you listened to the freebie that was released this week. That should have been this.
And
there was
Patreon.
a pretty good blueprint.
It was
for
so
what
good.
we were going to do. And unfortunately, Reese crapped the bed.
No.
Didn't provide us with any content. So that went to the freebie. So now we're going to do the freebie stuff here because I think we can get more content out of the stuff that I had planned for the freebie.
It sounds like you didn't like my riveting stories about the Supernova Ska Festival.
Correct. I did not. The stories
riveting.
that came out of the Ska Fest was you stayed home most of it to do the flooring and you ate biscuits and gravy. That was the two stories that came out of the largest ska festival in the United States.
I saw a good show, Catbite, the Operation Ivy with Laura Jane Grace.
Okay.
And
did you talk to that guy after? That girl after?
No, I was ashamed of myself and my band. That's you know what? That's what it is. That's why I don't hobnob with those people. Is I'm ashamed. It's shame. Have you seen my band?
Ashamed of what?
What are we doing there? That's what I'm like. Why am I here? Why do you people want this?
I mean, haven't we had that talk, that William Shatner talk?
Oh yeah, we did.
You know what I mean? Like the reason you got this podcast, the reason you're as popular as you are, the reason you've had success is because of that band. And I'm going to give you a little pep talk right now, Poopy Pants. And you need to start embracing what has made Reese Roper. The people like Brave Saint Saturn, yeah, it's good, but you don't do it. Do people like Roper? Yeah, they like your one album. And guess what? 10 other bands are named Roper, so they can't really figure out which one was your band. But people love Five Iron Frenzy. People don't give two squirts of urine about Exuminator. But people love Five Iron Frenzy. And you better start embracing that because people love it. And you were part of their childhood, you were part of their adolescence, and they want to get their kids involved in it too. So you better start embracing it and not being ashamed when you go. You got asked to be there. Guess who didn't get asked? The Suicide Machines. Guess who else didn't get asked? The Exceptions, the Parka Kings, the Insiders.
I bet they did.
Johnny Sacco,
If you guys
MU330.
played shows and you got back together, they'd ask you.
No, not happening. No, not happening. But I do have a question for you. This is what was going to be for the freebie, but now this is for the Patreons. I have a question for you, and it came up just moments before we hit play because it's been driving me crazy. Do you work at a hospital, correct? A nursing home? Some sort of assisted living?
It's a nursing home, not an assisted living or a hospital.
Okay. Are you as being 50 years old? I'm 47.
I'm 48, 46.
Do you work with younger
46.
people that you're appalled by your coworkers' behaviors? Are there things that may be generational or not even generational, just absolutely? And I'm going to give you some examples. It was eating at me at work this week because I went to use the bathroom. I go down to use the bathroom. It was Saturday. So the cleaning crew's not there on Saturdays. You know, they're Monday through Friday. Cleaning crew is not there, which means it's grown men and women using the facility, using using the station, using the roofing station, using the restrooms. It's up to us to police ourselves, to clean up after ourselves. I go into the bathroom, and it looks as though someone has made a nest on the toilet.
Did you say it's up to you to police yourself?
Yep, I did. You see that?
Okay, keep going.
And so somebody in the stall had put a nest. Do you know what the nest means? They built a nest on the toilet seat there. They put all the toilet paper on the toilet seat.
Yeah, they're afraid of touching it because they don't want AIDS.
Yeah. And then
so
they went to the bathroom.
You get it from Sunny. Did you know that AIDS comes from Sunny? That's how you get it.
Oh, boy.
Okay, keep going.
So somebody had gotten up after using the toilet and just left the nest. Just left toilet paper just draped everywhere. It was on the ground. All of that. Then, I go to a urinal, over the weekend. Hang on.
Pickle Home Companion, if you guys want to fact check me on that. I'm not sure, but I think AIDS comes from Sunny. Okay, go ahead. So I'm in a
urinal, and it's got gum. It's got a wad of gum in the urinal, and it also has a couple of Zyn nicotine pouches in the urinal.
That's gross.
In the break room, in the break room, there's food all over the ground. People go to throw their garbage into the trash can, and they miss it, and then they don't pick it up. And it infuriated me all weekend. It was eating at me. It was one of those things that I've seen it over and over and over, but for whatever reason, it burned me. It made me so angry this weekend. Do you have people that are like that? People that you work with? And here's the thing. I work with a lot of people who are between the ages of 20 and I would say 28. And most of them still live at home. This is their first job that they've had, their first career. They're living at home, stockpiling money to get married, to buy their first home. And I feel like these coworkers are so used to their parents cleaning up after themselves. That's the only thing I could think of. Either that or they're so absolutely, I don't think narcissistic is, but so selfish, I guess. Do you have people that are like this? Do you get as fired up as I do about stuff like this at work?
Yeah, but I also think part of it is being young. I think there's this tendency to be oh, it's this generation. They don't know how to take care of anything. They don't know anything. But I remember living with all the dudes in 5-Iron in 1996, and they were pigs. I remember almost straining the relationships with me and Scott and Andy because it was just dude, don't leave all your dishes in the sink. This is so gross. Because I was raised differently. You can't leave dishes in the sink. You gotta clean up your mess. But they didn't get that. So it was different. And now they're married and somehow they've made it work. But I think it's part of youth to be like that. You're not so good at empathy. You're not so good at being oh, somebody has to clean that up. Somebody has to teach you that. Either you learn it by cleaning up after people, or you learn it because your folks are if I catch you doing that again, I'm going to make you clean the whole bathroom.
I find it absolutely absurd that as a person who's given the tools of the trade that we use to go out and what the public entrusts us to do, those same people can't think, you know what, I'm going to spit my gum in the urinal. Yeah. I know it doesn't flush down the urinal. I know the Zyn packets don't go down the urinal.
They don't.
No, they do.
Do they?
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, they know that the gum they're spitting, or the Zin packets or the dip that they're spitting onto the smelly gel thing that's in the bottom of the urinal. They know that doesn't flush. All they
Do
know is
they?
they spit it in there, and then the next time they go in there, it's not there.
Yeah. So then to them, it's just like there's no causality. It's just like,
Correct.
oh, that's I spit
and
this out last time and it's gone now.
Yeah. At no point do they think like, wait a second, gum doesn't go down a drain. Gum and pouches don't go down a urinal.
No.
Some guy named Jeff, who's 60 years old, has to go in there, dig through a urinal.
Yeah.
That and that guy's making $15 an hour, and you're making 45, and he's got to pick out gum and Zin packets, or he's got to flush a toilet.
Yeah.
Like that astounds me. Even in my youth, I would flush a toilet. Even in my youth, if I put toilet paper on a seat, I would make sure that when I flushed the toilet, I put that toilet paper in the toilet and flushed it. So like, I guess where I'm coming from is like, in my life, I've never just been like, I'm just going to chuck something in the urinal and it's going to flush. I've always known since I was in elementary school, like I've always known like this doesn't flush.
Yeah. I feel like I learned that at one point. I remember being like a young kid, like somewhere between 5 and 7, really thinking it was amazing throwing toys at my babysitters. I remember it was a plastic giraffe in the toilet, and I flushed it and it went away. And I'm like, man, anything can go in there. This is crazy.
Hopes, dreams.
Yeah. I just like, I remember thinking that. I remember that action and being like, nobody wants this toy. Let's see if it'll go there. So, I mean, like, I had done some gymnastics mentally. Like, I had justified it. Nobody cares about this plastic giraffe, which is probably not true. Somebody did. Like, it was a thing I'm sure some kid could have played with it. But definitely, I think it messed up their sewage. Like, maybe it went through. It was like this big. It was at least 6 inches long. But man, it took it. But I remember thinking that, and somewhere in between then and 20 years ago, sooner than that. Let's say I'm a teenager. I understood the mechanics of like, dude, no, don't do that because it's going to overflow. And then the mechanics of that, like how hard it is to clean up and like gross. And then like, you know, you learn somewhere gum in that little net thing. Somebody has to pick it out with their hands.
Yeah.
It doesn't flush. The skull packets don't flush, but people, I don't think everybody gets that.
Yeah, it's all that. We have like a room that is for report writing, and like at each computer station, there's like 5 computer stations.
Yeah,
and like there's bottles that have dip spit in them, and this is a brand new office that we have. It's like 3 years old. It's brand new. It's gorgeous. Our old one was just disgusting and built like the 1920s, and it was gross. Everything was busted. Everything was dingy. Nothing worked. And we're in this gorgeous new place, and you sit down at these computers to like, you know, work on your work. And there's like bottles of dip spit. There's plates with forks and uneaten food. Like it's like living in a frat house. It's like living in like a junior high kid's bedroom.
That's so gross,
And
man.
it hit me this weekend. It drove me nuts. And so I wanted to pose a question to you. Do you have, you and our listeners, go on the Diabolical Discussion page, Pickle Home Companion, pick this up and run with it if you need to, if you want to, if it touches base. But I want to know, what are some of the disgusting things that your coworkers, everybody who's listening to my voice, what are some of the disgusting things that your coworkers do regularly? We all have that one crazy story. Like I told the story a couple of weeks ago about I went into a stall and there was poop on the front of the toilet, as though someone was sitting reverse on the toilet, like flash dance style. And there was a giant like chunk of turd, as though like a section of a chocolate donut it's like you bit into a chocolate donut, and like that inch part that always falls off after you bite it just fell on the front lip of the bowl. Like somebody over the age of 21 left that on a toilet and thought that's okay. So what are some of the things that your coworkers do? Do they eat lunches? Do you have a coworker that thinks if food isn't labeled, it's up for grabs, even if it's in a lunchbox?
Yeah.
What are some of the gross things? What are some of the things that don't get fixed, don't get cleaned up at your office? I want to know about it. I want to know if I'm not the only one who is dealing with this stuff. Or is it because I'm 47 years old?
I'm probably the worst person you could ask about this because I work in healthcare, and everybody in healthcare is somewhat germophobic. I'm the least germophobic person I know that I work with, because I'll eat weird things off the floor, and they'd be like, "There's C. diff there," and you're like, "There's C. diff everywhere, guys. Just eat the stuff off the floor." But yeah, I'm probably that guy in healthcare.
But you're not that guy. So you just leave dirty plates. So
No.
You get up and you go home, and what you've been snacking on all day is still on the table.
Here at home?
No, at
No.
work.
No. Nobody will do that at
I
my
never
work.
brought up home. We're not talking about home.
Nobody will do that where I work. Nobody. Because they're all germaphobes. Like they're
that's
all,
good.
Yeah.
So like your restrooms at work and everything like that, there's nothing on the floor. See, man alive.
I would eat off the floors in the restrooms where I work. The housekeeping staff where I work, they're so good. And everybody knows them. Everybody's cool. Nobody's going to be like, "Oh, it ran out of toilet paper. It's your fault." You're like, you're the next person. They're going to be like, "I'm going to get some more toilet paper to do this because I know who's putting the toilet paper roll back on."
So a couple of weeks ago, it was that Woodward Dream Cruise I told you about.
Uh-huh.
So we had a ton more people at our office than we normally do. But the weekend, the cleaning staff was still not there because they're off. But our weekend was still busy, and we had like 4 times the amount of people in the office. So it was a Friday and Saturday thing was Dream Cruise. So on Sunday, all those people are gone. It's normal shift people. And still the cleaning crew is not there. So I went down to take a poop. I'm in the locker room taking a dump. Gets time to clean up. Reach for toilet paper. None. I got dirty butt, no toilet paper. So what did I do? I prayed to the good Lord that nobody walked in the next 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I Winnie the Pooh'd it over to the next stall, pants off.
Wait, what?
Shuffling over,
Can
pants
you
around my
describe-
ankles.
Okay.
Pants
That's
around my
Winnie the
ankles.
Pooh.
Yeah, because Winnie the Pooh only wore
You
a
don't
shirt.
have pants.
Yeah. So I Winnie the Pooh'd it over into the next stall, and that stall had toilet paper.
And nobody came in.
Nobody came in. I survived.
I think that's
But
amazing,
geez
sir.
Louise. Yeah. So that's something. So
Especially
everybody-
that you coined the verb Winnie the Poohing.
No, I didn't. That's a commonly used phrase. Winnie the Pooh and Donald Duck.
Donald Duck. Okay, Donald Duck.
Yeah. Yeah, Porky Pig in it.
Okay.
Porky Pig, Winnie the Pooh, Donald Duck. Those are all kind of the same things.
Joe, have you ever had a daughter who one is messy and the other one is bent on destroying all or order and goodness upon the earth?
No, tell me about it.
I'm working on my segues.
Nope, you're not.
Joe,
You're not.
come
We've
on.
been doing this for damn near 4 years, and I think you've gotten worse.
That's impossible because we're only on, this is episode 149.
No, episode 28.
Episode 28.
We
Are your
we
kids
are
like
on,
one is messy and one
we
is
are
clean?
on like 4 years, dude.
No.
I've been with Heidi 3 years, over 3 years, and we were doing this a year and a half before her.
She just yelled at you. What did she say? She corrected you. She's listening
No,
in.
she's downstairs talking on the phone. I think that's
Better
weird.
be downstairs eating some goddamn corn, Joe.
So listen. Listen.
Okay.
I think the cornculator, I think we found out 2 days ago, yesterday, that the cornculator not only has addition, but it has subtraction on the cornculator.
What?
Because Heidi had a bachelorette party with her friends from work. All the gals that she works with threw her a big old party. At this party, she ate, she says, the equivalent of 2 ears of corn. So
Wait, what?
Added 2 ears of corn. However,
How
she
do you
got
eat
so
the equivalent?
buckled. What?
What is the equivalent of
I don't
2
know.
years of corn?
I would think an ear of corn is a cup of corn.
Yeah, but Joe, that was part of the rules. You had to eat it off the top.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't
I
count.
I know.
You can't just make this up as you go along.
I know. But
That's what I do.
she ate what would be the equivalent of 2 ears of corn. However, she got so buckled at this party and her coworkers were forcing tequila down her that she vomited all the corn up that night.
So it doesn't matter if we have to, there's no struggle. Like right now, we do not have to, we don't have to change our ideals or any sort of rules we've set up for this. Like nobody's compromising any of their belief systems about the cornculator because we're still at 0 for that night.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
I'm glad.
I thought I was going to be coming on here like, hey, guys, I know she stalled out on the cornculator, but I think she ate the equivalent of like 2 ears of corn. But instead of having that discussion, it's a wash. Literally got washed down the driveway.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank
So
God.
She
Thank
was
God
so.
for tequila.
So here's another thing about this bachelorette party.
Because if you ask me, I think whiskey should also count. But no one's asking me. Like a whiskey
No.
is how many ears of corn? Probably 5. You drink a fifth, 5. 5 ears of corn.
Well, get this. So her coworkers asked her, what do you want for your bachelorette party? Do you have a registry, a gift registry? And she said, why, yes, I do. This is it on Amazon. And in typical Heidi fashion, her Amazon wish list is nothing but stuff for camping. It's wheel chocks. It's a hose bag, which I think sounds like something you would call somebody, hey, hose bag. A collapsible garbage can. Like
Can I use that?
a
Hose bag?
mosquito
Yeah,
nets,
hose bag.
mosquito net hats.
Hey, mosquito net.
That's
Hat.
that's what was
Gonna
on
use
her
that one.
registry was stuff
Wow.
for camping. So of course her coworkers were like, that stuff's not cool. So what did they get her instead? They got her the gift that keeps on giving. The gift that makes me have to take a day off of work to go to Toledo to see Cher on Broadway.
What?
And yeah, so her coworkers got us tickets to see Cher on Broadway because whenever Heidi gets drunk, Heidi starts singing Cher at the top of her lungs. All sorts of Cher songs. And she puts on a long
I Got
black
You,
wig.
Babe.
She sings I Got
She
You,
does?
Babe, she normally sings, Do You Believe in Life After Love?
You never heard that song.
I really
Is that
don't-
new? I don't think I've ever heard that song.
You haven't heard that one? I think that's her most popular.
I think it's like if there's like in the future when they're like looking through stratifications of geological time, they're gonna name this stratification that Life After Love.
Yeah.
Like, yes, that's all they listen to apparently.
Yeah. So when Heidi gets drunk, there is never
Believe is what it's called. Sorry,
Believe.
guys.
So she never around the house do we listen to Cher. Cher is never playing. We never listen to Cher. Cher is not one of her favorite artists, I don't think. Then she has a few drinks, and all of a sudden she becomes a Cher, what do they call it? People who impersonation, an impersonator. She
An
becomes
impersonator.
a Cher impersonator.
What are these guys called that impersonate people? Keep going.
So they bought us tickets to see Cher on Broadway. However,
And
it's in
both
Toledo.
going? You better go, dude.
It's in Toledo, and they got us a hotel.
I
So the
love
whole-
that people from Detroit are afraid of Toledo.
We're not
That's
afraid
how-
of Toledo. It's
That's
just,
how fucked up Toledo is.
I'm not afraid
They're
of
like,
it at all.
shit, I have to go there. I'm going to get stabbed with a hepatitis knife.
It's just, are you kidding me? I mean, it's going to Toledo to see Cher.
Yeah.
If I was going to a Mud Hens game, I wouldn't think anything of it. Or a Toledo Walleye hockey game.
yeah.
We're going to see Cher on Broadway, and we have a hotel room.
Hey, Joe, I'm waking up a little bit, and so I want to tell you about Norfolk. It's like Toledo by the sea. Going back to our previous, when we were doing the freebie,
Yeah.
I mean the paid portion.
No, the freebie.
Dang it.
Yeah.
No, it was the paid.
No.
Joe,
No.
Norfolk is like Toledo by the sea.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to Toledo and welded things together at the Jeep factory and let the rust overcome you and just succumb to the sadness, that's what it's like.
Well, that's where we're going. So for one of her bachelorette gifts, we got tickets to Cher on Broadway, a hotel room, and spending money for dinner in Toledo.
Tony Pacos.
Exactly. That's what I told her. I said, we're going to Tony Paco. We're not
Have
going to
you
some
been there?
steakhouse. We're going, heck yeah, but to Tony
Oh my God, it's so awesome. It's so
awesome.
good.
It
It is so awesome.
It is. It's fantastic. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Go there, do this at Jamie Farr, genuflect.
Yeah. Just sign a bun. Sign a bun, hun. You can do sat benzo sit-ups, but please don't lose that butt. Yeah. So, that's what came of that. It was she vomited up the corn, and then I had to go pick her up. So she, one of her coworkers picked her up, and then I worked until 7. And
They were like, hey, Joe, you know CPR, right? Do you know where, can you get Narcan? Okay, come get your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, your
she texted me.
fiance.
She was like, hey, can you come pick me up at 10? So I picked her up at 10. She said, hey, come on up. So I went up to the house, big, gorgeous, beautiful house, crazy big, nice big yard. It was all set up, all this party for her. It was amazing what they did for her. Just absolutely, like if I had friends that did half of what they did for me, I would be like, oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. So they totally hooked her up, made her feel like a princess. And then she was so buckled that the entire drive home, all she could talk to me about was Cher and Skittles. Apparently, as she was drunk trying to find her shoes, she found a pack of Skittles that caught her attention. And for the next 12 minutes, 15 minutes, just talked my ear off about Skittles.
Have you ever seen Memento?
No,
The Guy Ritchie movie? You've never seen it?
I don't think
Guy
so.
Ritchie? It's so good. Number one. No, because there's a guy named Guy in it. Guy. What's that Australian guy? He's Australian. And his name's Guy.
Guy Gibson, Mel's son, Mel Gibson.
I'm going to look it up.
Water.
Memento.
The water is Blair. The water is Blair.
Blur.
The Blair water.
A Memento film, American neo-noir psychological thriller written and directed by Christopher Nolan. You heard of that guy?
Christopher Nolan, yeah. But no,
Okay,
I've never
it's
seen
like-
it.
It's why he's famous. And it
I
stars
thought
Guy
Christopher
Pearce.
Nolan was famous for the Batman movies, the Christian Bale ones.
He did this, and then they were like, okay, you want to direct some Batman? It's so good. But the thing is, the guy has like, he has no long-term memory, or he has only long-term memory. He can't make short-term memory. So he's trying to solve a crime, but the only way he can remember stuff is getting it tattooed on him. So it'll go like somewhere
I think I saw
between
that movie when it was called Post Malone. Hey-oh.
No. 15 or 20, like 15 seconds to 20, like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then he forgets what's happening. So he has
Does
to
he
look at
tattoo
his
it on
tattoos.
himself?
Yeah, or he goes to a tattoo guy.
Well, how does he remember that long?
He's
So
like
every time he's got to
out.
remember something, he's got to run to this guy, and this guy's got to have an appointment ready. He just takes walk-ins
I
right
guess.
then and there.
I guess the guy just does it. It's really good, but I feel like that would be the best way to do a bachelor/bachelorette party is like get somebody's drunk, but plan it out so they find fun things along the way, and it leads them back to something that is somehow cathartic. You find Skittles, and then all of a sudden you're at the Skittle factory, and then all of a sudden there's Oompa Loompas, and then you're drowning in the chocolate river, and then
making out with Willy Wonka.
you're making out with Willy Wonka, and then it turns out to be a stripper, and then you're sniffing paint because you're stripping some floors, and then you get high on paint fumes, and then you wake up in the dump with your pants off. Like, what a great bachelor
And a red
party.
ball in your mouth and a cure in your butt.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's plan
It's
that
a
out.
tale as old as time. Hey, guess what else happened to me this week? Or last week?
You watched Battlestar Galactica. What? This is a segue that you do commonly. Hey, guess what else happened to me? And I'm like, you went to you.
Do you want to hear what happened to me last week?
You found heard someone called you. Nate called you. It's a boy.
I was at age 47 diagnosed
Okay.
with very bad ADD.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, who diagnosed you?
A doctor. A
I
doctor
have
who
it
deals
too.
with head trauma. He deals with
Yeah.
VA vets, head traumas.
You went to the doctor for this?
He's a psychiatrist or psychologist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and so yeah. So that's what I got. I think I just broke HIPAA laws against myself. I just told everyone my medical past, my medical history. Ooh, I just burped.
Did you tell them about what
puked.
Sonny did to you?
Yes.
And they didn't. They were like, "I gotta put some gloves on."
They were like, They were like, everybody's got it.
Everybody,
COVID.
everybody's
It's like COVID,
Everybody's
you know what I
been-
mean?
everyone's made out with Sonny. We all got it.
You know what I mean?
So he diagnosed you with severe ADHD. Did he give you medication?
Well, here's the thing. I didn't get the H. I didn't get the ADHD. I just got
Just
the ADD.
AADD.
I didn't get the hyper.
Adult attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could say that. I could have diagnosed you with that. but I'm
Attention
not.
deficit disorder. That's what I got. I didn't get the
Yeah.
hyperactive. Yeah. So that was that's what I got. And
Well,
so then
did
I
he
was like,
give you drugs?
well, I have the option. I have like I went to the one, is it the psychiatrist or the psychologist who can't
A
give
psychologist cannot give you
prescriptions? Okay,
prescriptions.
so he's a
That's a
psychologist.
PhD.
So
Okay.
he's the psychologist. So he said he gave me the stuff to go to my primary care physician to say, hey, I was diagnosed with this. Can I get medication? And then I've been wrestling with it. I'm 47 years old. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation, right? So it's kind of, I've been worried over the last couple of years because I forget stuff. I don't turn my full attention. Heidi tells me a lot of stuff and she gets angry with me because she tells me a lot of stuff and I forget a lot of the stuff that she tells me. Same with my kids. And it's frustrating for them. And I can see how frustrated they get. And Heidi gets very frustrated and very angry. And so I can see that it frustrates other people. And at the same time, it frustrates me because I don't know why I don't remember or I don't focus on what they've told me. So I was worried. And so I finally, our work, we have an employee assistance program. And so I called the number. So anybody else out there who's having a little mental health issues, call that number. Call that employee assistance number. Get some help. Talk to somebody. So I called it, and I was put in touch with somebody that works with people who are in my field. Like I said, this guy's works at the VA with closed head injuries and stuff like that. And he's also he's a reserve deputy for the county sheriff. And so he does that, volunteers to do that. I don't know, just great guy, super smart guy. He's on all these boards and stuff like that. So if there's someone who knows what he's talking about, it's this guy. So I went in there kind of worried that maybe maybe something else was going on. And he said, no, it sounds like you got, I was in there for an hour answering questions.
He had the old ADD.
Yeah, but with that, because again, going off on tangents because of it, back to it, I have the option of getting the medication, but at 47, I've never been medicated. So I'm like, well, do I want to be medicated? A friend of mine at work says he takes Adderall, and he says when he takes Adderall, he's phenomenal. He feels like he's at the top of his game for a couple of hours. He says, but then when you crash off it, he said when he crashes, he's zoned out. So that bothers me. But I'd also like to know what it's like to be focused.
Yeah, you don't have to take it. I told you I got diagnosed
Yeah.
with ADD. So I worked at that psych hospital with all the kids. And they're like, this kid's got ADD, ADHD. And I was like, holy shit, that was me. I am that kid. They just tried to stab their cat or whatever, and they ended up here. But I was that same kid, and so I saw it, and I then was like, okay, I'll try. And so I'm on Adderall, 5 milligrams, and I take atomoxetine. Can't remember what the regular name is. for it, the trade name. Atomoxetine. Anyway, this is what I noticed.
Okay.
This is what it's like for me. When I took it, it felt like all the sound in the room shut off. Like you're in a room with like 100 radios playing and all of a sudden it's quiet. And then there's just like one. And you can be like, oh, I want to listen to this radio. Cool. Like I like it for that. Here's what I don't like about it. And you don't have to take it. Like, that's the other thing. You probably have some very good coping mechanisms for your ADD, which is how I am. Like, I had very good coping mechanisms. I would draw in class, or I would, like I would do things so I wouldn't daydream and I could listen to people. This is the problem that I have, is that like the way that I'm used to interacting with people, like being able to think of things really quick or like to be funny all the time, when I'm on it, I can't. Like, yeah. I'm super focused on what they're saying and what's going on. And I don't have 100 things going on that I can just grab and be like, this is funny. Here's here's my answer for that. And that's funny. And I'm barely hearing what they're saying because I'm thinking of what to say next. That's not there.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Or vocabulary. Like, if I am thinking of vocabulary words and I'm like on my Adderall in the morning, I really struggle. And it sucks because I'm supposed to be in charge of nursing and we'll be going through pharmacology stuff. And I'll be like, I can't remember this. I don't remember the name for this.
When you're on it?
Yeah. Like, I'm super focused on what we're talking about right now. And I can't just like, it's not like I can just be like, what's the name for this? And like 100 words pop into my head. I can't do that. So that's the struggle for me. The other thing, though, is that, like, I went through all that shit where my folks died and got divorced and all that stuff at once. And so I think one of my coping mechanisms was my ADHD, which is probably why it's there. It's a coping mechanism for trauma. But, like, these really traumatic things happened to me recently. And so for me to, like, my trauma response to that is I can go somewhere else immediately. If I start feeling uncomfortable or start thinking about my folks or start thinking about something that makes me sad, I can immediately shift to something else in my brain.
Never thought of it like that.
But when I'm on the drugs, I can't. And so I'll see or hear something that reminds me of my parents, and it just sits there.
Yeah.
It's like it's there all day, which is good. I mean, it is good to process these things and do it like that. But, like, I also have to function as doing my job. I have to be a director of nursing. And if I'm like supposed to be listening to somebody talk about how they're taking care of the elderly and help them, and all I can think about is how sad I am because I saw dandelions, and it made me think of my mom. It's hard. But you don't have to take it.
Yeah.
You're not going to go. I mean, you won't go through withdrawal just stopping it. You're just going to feel drowsy. That's what I feel like. It is better than coffee in the morning.
Can you take it every now and then, or do you have to take it regularly?
No, just get a doctor, tell him this is how I think. Then he's going to be like, okay, this is a controlled substance. I want to see you in 6 months or 3 months or whatever. And then you tell him what's going on. Like some days I don't take it because it makes me feel like this. Or this dose isn't high enough, and they'll give you a higher dose. They do. So like me as a medical guy, I'm going to say the problem with Adderall is it's a stimulant. So it does, if you have high blood pressure or if you have heart problems, if you have tachycardia or problems like with a high heart rate, you probably shouldn't do it, especially the older you get. There's some other things, but I think also at this point, you've got good coping mechanisms.
Right.
You probably do better when you sleep.
Oh,
Like,
I sleep great.
Yeah, but like if you get a good night's sleep, you're probably like more able to focus, more able to, like to not get anxious about stuff. It really, I think the whole ADHD, I do think it's like, it's evolutionarily wired into us that like it is good as a species to be able to change your focus and think about 1,000 things, or like always be alert, like always be looking for something, but like right now it doesn't quite help you, like you always want to be on your phone scrolling stuff, or you're having trouble remembering dates or times. You probably have good coping mechanisms for it. But I think that mostly one of the issues is that it is like a trauma response. Something traumatic happened to you. And your body's response, your mind's response to protect itself is to go to other places when you're not comfortable. And
Sure. I mean, prior, I would have called it compartmentalizing.
different.
Yeah.
It's a trauma response. And like, I think realizing that helps. Like just being like, this isn't my fault. Like this is not, my mind is not behaving like this because I'm broken. It's because something happened to me when I was a kid. You would never, as an adult, like adult Joe, going back in a time machine would never be mad at that kid for what happened to Joe. Like you would never yell at yourself like you do now or feel bad because you can't focus. You understand it. And I think that's another thing. It's just a good therapist helps you kind of pick through that stuff.
Yeah.
You have to understand that that's not your fault. That is just the best you could do as a kid to take care of something you couldn't understand or grasp. Your parents getting divorced,
Yeah.
or something awful you saw, or kids picking on you at school. And it doesn't have to be a monumental thing. Everybody, I think, experiences trauma. Everybody has been hurt. And it is not your fault for how your brain protects you from that. But you can get better. You can fix it. And if it's going to a psychiatrist and he gives you Adderall, try it. See if it works.
Well, like I said, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'd like to know what it feels like to be able to focus. But with all that stuff that you said, like, I'm falling on that side of the fence. Is like, why put a pill into my body when I have these coping mechanisms? My guy, Dr. Gardner, he told me to tell Heidi. So like one of the exercises that we're doing is like, he said to get a whiteboard. I didn't get a whiteboard because it was too expensive, but I got a notebook. And he said, when you and Heidi talk about things, if you need something to remember, like if she's like, hey, I need you to go this week and apply for the marriage license, I need to write that in the book And then we have 1, 2, and 3 next to it. 1 being urgent, 3 being like, hey, just make sure that this gets done soon, you know? And so today I wake up and, well, I saw it yesterday, but Heidi had written things in the book with numbers next to it. And I was able to like get up today and do those and take care of the urgent ones first and cross things out. So like, that's perfect. You know?
Yeah.
So that was extremely helpful. So it's not like she came home from work like, hey, did you apply for the marriage license for us? And I'm like, oh crap, I forgot. Like it was written down, you know, and you know, these things that were urgent. I think there was like 4 or 5 things on like the list. And so I was able to like knock them out. And so it was helpful. So I would much rather do that than take medication. But I am curious.
Take it. Just take it.
I am
Like, take it.
curious.
You can't, you're not going to mess yourself up by taking it.
Right.
You're not going to become addicted to it. Like, just try it. And if you're like, I feel like I'm a better person with this, it makes me focus better, it helps, then you can do it. But
Yeah.
if you don't like it, you can
Right.
just stop taking it.
Right. So listeners,
Atomoxetine is Strattera. I had to look it up.
well, what does that do?
It's a variant. I think it's another stimulant, but it
Okay.
lasts longer.
Oh, okay.
So it's still working right now, but barely for me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think Reese said it. If you get drugs, just take them and see how you feel. That should be the heading for this show. If you have
get
drugs,
drugs,
take them. See how you feel. Take the
Yeah.
drugs. See how you feel.
take the drugs. Let's just shorten it to take drugs.
Yeah. So, all right, you guys, patronizers, thank you so much for giving your money and your hard-earned time and giving 2 hoots about us. So we love doing this. And
Yes.
we're going to be switching soon. It's almost October. We're going to be switching soon to the new format. So it's on the old
Yak
horizon.
milking. Get ready. All the things
All of
you've
them.
thought about. Yak milking. Corpuscles.
Prostate
Very-
milking.
Prostate milking. Yanni. Live at the Acropolis. All those things. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Piece of pizza.
Goodbye. I'm going to do it like a ventriloquist. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Get ready. Here's how the best way. You have to totally close your mouth. Right?
Yeah.
Bye.
Stay for the squids. Moose.